What is going on, YouTube, Lamont at large? Today I am in Nashua, New Hampshire. In front of you is the Nashua River. Nashua is about 45 miles away from Boston, but we're very, very close to the Massachusetts border, within a few miles. So today we're going to talk about a very, very unusual death, and I don't believe I've ever quite heard one such as this. So this unfortunate death involves a Nashua teenager back then by the name of Jacob Goulet, who at the time was 16 years old. He went to Nashua North High School here. People just describe him as somewhat introverted. He really liked video games. He liked music. He played around with a couple of instruments. Just a regular kid. You probably wouldn't say that he stood out of a crowd or what have you, but what made his name rather known about 5 years ago was the manner in which he died. So back in August 21st of 2016, there was a huge storm that swept the area. Torrential rain is what they would call it. And there were flash flood warnings in and throughout the Nashua area. And according to Jacob's parents, the last time they seen him, he left home and went to a friend's house. And it was not like him to be gone and not come back home at a respectable hour. But that is the last time they seen him. Now, this is the area, this is the bridge where Jacob was walking. And as you can see, those pumpkins right there, that is a memorial, because it was about, from the recording of this video, about 3 weeks past the 5th year anniversary. Jacob was walking right here. This place was flooded. You can only guess how high the waters were over here. Might have even covered that walking path over there. And as Jacob was walking, he fell into this very storm drain right here. As you can see, they hung up his picture for the anniversary right there. You got all these painted pumpkins right here. So somehow or another, this storm drain, when you open it up and you go down into it, like right now, I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I could hear the rushing water in the storm drain. Now, it is not clear to me personally how it was even open to begin with, because you really can't tell. But if you look this way, this is like a slanted kind of a hill. So the water would be coming over here down into this path. So I'm not really sure how the storm drain became dislodged, but he was walking this path and he fell right in. Now, you can't open this storm drain because after the accident, they installed these bolts and it's a locking mechanism to be able to, so you're not able to open the storm drain. But he fell down into this drain, into an interceptor pipe, which was basically wastewater that was contaminated with raw sewage, and it swept him about, let's say, 5 miles down into the pipes, down across the border with New Hampshire into Massachusetts. There's a memorial bench that was brought here in memory of Jacob Goulet. Just a very unfortunate accident. You can guess back in that time, like now, there might have been leaves covering the path. I believe that possibly maybe he didn't see that it was open, because it opens, you have to pull up on this grate to get it open. So people theorize that somehow the water just kind of pushed the grate up, and possibly Jacob was maybe playing with his phone And there was a big search for him back then, because when he fell, he was carrying his backpack, and his backpack was right here on the ground, but then this grate was open. And so they theorized that he had fell into the drainage system, and you had his friends and family going through a bunch of open grates and sewer section of town, just screaming his name. Little do they know that by the time he had been swept over across into Massachusetts, more than likely he had already died. I believe it was by drowning. So right now I am walking across the Tingsboro Bridge here in Tingsboro, Massachusetts, and this is the Merrimack River. 2 days later, October 23rd, 2016, a helicopter that was doing a search for Jacob found his body floating down below somewhere along in this river. Dozens and dozens of firefighters and police and deputies and all of that, they were all searching for this kid. They knew that he fell into the drainage system, and they knew that his body would probably be in this river right here. And this is unfortunately where they recovered Jacob's body. Later on the following year, Jacob's parents, they sued the city of Nashua for, I guess you could say, gross negligence for the storm drain, or the grate, whatever you want to call it, being open and him falling in. They did eventually settle out of court. It was an undisclosed amount on their side, but basically, since it's the public's money, the taxpayers of the city of Nashua, that was released. So the family did get awarded a $2 million settlement. And on their side of things, the stipulations on getting the money, it was as follows. They can't talk about the story. They can't comment on it publicly. Nothing. If they say anything, whether, oh, it's Nashua's fault that my son is dead, I believe that they can be sued for, libel or damages and lose that money. So just one of the more odd ways to die, and just a bad situation all around. So rest in peace to that young man. Anyways, guys, Lamont at large. I will catch up with you on the next vlog. Have a good day. Peace out.